I'm still hesitant when it comes to future plans. For a while I had decided that we were going to move in on this mountain and build up some kind of base, like with some outside bits and having the main part inside. But last episode we built our iron farm in here, and though we haven't done much, it is starting to have its own kind of vibe. And I'm starting to wonder if I should actually move into this mountain here, since it's like already started and it's next to our current little base. So instead of actually deciding, we are going to procrastinate a bit. In the first episode, we added these wheat fields here around the house, mainly just because it looks cool. But since then, we haven't actually been farming any wheat, and I don't need it now. But if you want to start using mud and stuff, or just like even to keep up breeding up the cows and sheep over there, we're gonna need some. So I think now that this is in place, even though it's mainly for looks, we are gonna start using it to actually farm. I think what I want to do is expand it for these crops here. So we have our pumpkins, carrots, potatoes, and I do have some beetroot seeds in our chests over there. So I think we're going to keep both of the front fields as wheat, add maybe 2 more blobs of fields, one for carrots, one for potatoes. Pumpkins, I think we'll do that somewhere else since it's not as needed, I guess, and it's not going to cover the ground as nicely. Oh, and the third one for beetroot, and I think that covers mostly everything. Maybe we could have one for sugarcane, but it might look a bit funny. Let's probably just do it. But before actually doing that, let's procrastinate some more. I just remembered, I have upstairs in my room a little bookshelf here, kind of hidden away, and a single book. It's my book of things. So I wrote down a few things. Let's see here. Link pond to the side of the house and water. We've done that. Okay. These ones are also important, but I want to work on this here. So this is probably going to be a constant one because maps are just cool. So I thought it could be cool to replace this with some maps. We might do that, but I think we'll leave this here for now. But I do want to start getting some maps, even if we don't display them yet, just to keep records of how things are going. So saying that, we actually need to head back inside the house. Let's see how this turns out. Oh, it's pretty nice. I like how we can actually see the whole thing. We might actually want to get another one for the back end of the base here, because the mountain is... we do have some stuff going on in the mountain. Okay, so now, before we're doing anything else, we're going to want a cartography table, so that we can duplicate it and then lock one. Because I do think it would be cool to keep, like, the evolutions. How do we make a cartography table? Wood, paper. Then we have a locked map. Okay, so we've gone ahead and moved all of our copper over here, which is actually not that much. It's over here now, so it can age there. So we can get to work on at least planning out the paths for the walls, if you will. I don't think we're going to be too specific about it. I kept this as a reference. Would it be cool if we had a retaining wall eventually? I've always seen other people do them for like bits of their builds, but never done it, and I think they look cool. Things to think about. Alright, so I got like about half-ish planned out. I started laying down some paths. We'll probably like detail them later. Ooh. It's just so I can get a feel for how everything's gonna flow. But I also remembered I had this idea for like, not really a gag, I don't know, just a thing, a gimmick for the episode, and I just forgot to do it. So just let's pretend we're starting over. So here's the gimmick for the episode. I kind of dig it. Oof. One thing I'll also keep going back and forth on is I do think, and this is not nostalgia, but I think I prefer the old glass textures. I didn't play Minecraft when those were the textures, not even close, but I do like the way they look. The inside of the house isn't actually all that different. The shelves are just not even trying. I like the color of the old oak door. What the heck? Did villagers have green hair back in... Come on, Namo. Dixie? What's up with the... Anyways. Alright, now with the walls and the paths, even if it's still bare bones, it does feel a lot cooler. Like, obviously it's not super detailed and it's very basic, but it does feel immersive to me. And especially, like, I caught a glimpse earlier when I went to bed. I'd like, even if everything's empty, I like how it looks from up here. I just like how it feels. And I am looking forward to actually seeing how it looks with today's textures. Especially the wheat looks really funky. I like how this feels. It might be a bit early to declare this, but I think of everything I've done in Minecraft so far, this might feel the best, feel the most cohesive. And I don't know if it's just because I'm really sticking, really condensed into one area and then building off of it. I don't know. I like it. Now, for planting anything, let's see. I have... Yep, this is our... Oh, I might have accidentally updated it already. Yes, I did. Oopsie. Spoiled it. So this is like the starter base map that we took earlier. I've timestamped it too because I think that's pretty cool. And if you put this in our offhand and compare it to the other one, yep, you can kind of tell the difference and it looks pretty cool. Let's actually, for the sake of the episode, even if we don't have a room to display them yet, let's find a little spot to display these side by side so we can see our progress. Here, let's do it here for the time being. So this is before, this is after / current. Actually, what we should do is, now that we're expanding behind the house, we should get another map for down here. Okay, no, that lines up perfectly. That looks pretty cool. But yeah, we'll definitely have to get a better place to display these. This isn't doing it, but it'll do the job for now. Now, I guess, without further ado, we should get to planting things. Everything is planted. And I've been goofing off a bit, trying to just like let the time pass so everything could grow. And everything seems to be just about grown. So I think now, oh, it's so green in this version. Now we can actually get to updating our map and see the before and after. But just before doing that, just walking around here, how do we feel with these changes? I like it a lot. It feels like it was always here. We're still gonna, like, with time, adjust some things. Here I had the cobblestone, continuing the wall to like go into this section. Here I tried with some wood. Don't know which I like more. Same story over here. This was just thrown together to kind of transition between two bits. Probably gonna change it somewhat to transition a bit better, but we get the idea. Now let's update our map for real. So we're probably gonna have to do both of them, I think. Let's start with this one. All right. Ooh, there is a bit of a difference. Okay, now up here. Ooh. The sugarcane looks kind of funky. It is pretty cool though. The paths are, for some reason, the same color, I guess, as granite, so we're losing the house in the mix. But I think I do like having, like, a messy path, some actual path blocks here. It just feels like it makes sense. Cool. What we'll do is we'll timestamp these at the end of the episode, if I don't forget. But I shouldn't. Cool. Now what to do next? I did have a thought. I'm not sure what to actually do next, like right now, but there is something I thought we could change. So in here is just like iron farm, this dude sorting things. My bed's here because for some reason the game keeps detecting monsters when I try to sleep in the house. Not sure where. So yeah, bed's here for now. And this is very much like in progress. We might expand this. I'm thinking maybe this will be one of the entrances to our big base later. So like walk through here and then maybe a bubble elevator over here up to our base, which is going to be in the mountain or maybe on the top of the mountain. I'm not sure anymore. What if we do both? Anyways, these paintings here are pretty much like placeholders because I didn't know what to put on the wall, but I wanted something to be on the wall for last episode. So I think what we could do is, until we get like a proper build in place to have a bunch of maps and like record the world, we could at least here have like an up-to-date map of this whole area around the starter base. So we'll keep making copies as we timestamp things so we can have like records and have a dedicated build later. But here we can have like just a map room of the general area. I think it'd look cool. Kind of goes to show just how small our area is compared to everything that's surrounding it. But it'd be cool to have this like all filled out with clearly handmade stuff. In due time, I've had a walk around outside. From here, there's a great view right there of where we could have a base, but when you're actually there, I'm not crazy about how it feels. From up here, you get a good view of everything around, so what I think we're gonna do, not today, but I think the future plans are our base being up top of where we are right now, which on our map actually brings us to just about here. So our base is gonna be like, not central, but I think it still will look cool if we have like a pretty big base here eventually, and then pretty much work from here up. Anyways, this is in place. It's pretty cool. I think we're gonna do one final thing for today's episode, which is just gonna be touching up the front of our base here, because at the moment the path just kind of stops. Though saying that, I'm not sure exactly what I want to do, so what we're gonna do is mostly just like cleaning it up a little bit to make space for future plans. So I think we're gonna put our shovel to use and just smooth this out here, this area, and I'm thinking we put in some kind of retaining wall. I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out, but I guess we'll just have to see. Okay, so we're starting to take shape a little bit, and just looking at it, it feels pretty cool. It feels like it's intentional. So I think what I want to do, we might relift this portion up a little bit to like kind of blend the wall into the terrain a bit and not just have it be all wall. I think we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna have our path from our house come down, I think this side here. All right, it's coming together, and I think it's an improvement. What I want to do for now, there's this side here that I'm not crazy about how it like just ends, but I'm not sure what to do with it for now. Yeah, I think we'll just keep on going through here and just kind of like brushing the vague shapes through what we want. Yeah, I think that about does it. Even from here, it actually feels like we have our yard that occupies this place, and it doesn't just like fall off somewhere. So I think we're just gonna live in here for a while and see what we might want to add. Here seems like it could be a nice place for like maybe some flowers, maybe a little bench here to look out on the village. We have a path that comes around here that kind of comes down to where we could have a bridge later on as well. Maybe for now we can just like add some little patches, because I do think I do think the pink and the cherry blossoms do pair up nicely with the pale house and the granite roof. Okay, let's just add a little bit of this for now to kind of give the illusion of lived inness. We'll come back later and do things manually for sure. But well, with that being done, I think there's one final thing to do for the episode. Let's go ahead and grab these two maps and get them updated and date them before we leave for today. Yep, you can kind of see the difference. We can't really see the retaining wall from map because it's just one block, but you can make out the path leading to the water here, which I think is pretty cool. So let's start by time stamping these. There we are. Awesome. So for now, let's put the locked one here. And let's go put our other ones back on the wall. There we go. Expansion's happening. And well, with that being done, I think truly now's a good time to end the episode. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!